Welcome on into Between the Whistles. I'm your host, Joe Chap, and right now I'm going to talk to you about something that I have been feeling, and at today's practice proved what I'm talking about. So, look, we all talk about the Detroit Lions culture. We have always talked about the Detroit Lions culture, like for at nauseum, especially when they were losing. But as you start to see this team turn, as you start to see this organization turn, there's been one constant thing that has been shown throughout the whole thing. It's been hard work and ethic. And there's one player that really solidifies what this culture is all about for the Detroit Lions. People say culture doesn't matter until you start winning. That's true. That's factually true. But when you are creating a culture in the beginning, this is where it extremely does matter. Now, the player I'm going to be talking about is one of the he is a guy that takes everything personally. He is a guy that works his ass off. He's a no nonsense guy, and he is just a bulldog out there. And that's Amon Ra St.Brown. Amon Ra St.Brown is this key identifier of what the Detroit Lions culture really is. Work ethic, working hard, doing what he needs to be done, making the plays necessary to win football games, and he comes in with an attitude. Now, if you've never played football, if you've never played sports, the one thing that is constant with being a professional or being a champion at your sport is being competitive and having an aggressive attitude. And we always hear from Amon Ra St.Brown about how like he can name every player that was drafted ahead of him. That's something that goes through his brain all the time. We know that. But today's what came from today's practice, I literally was like, holy shit, this guy is absolutely an animal. Now, if you didn't see it on the Detroit Lions news page, I will read it to you if you're watching this video. If you're, it's absolutely phenomenal. So this goes like this. After his great day at camp, Amon Ra St.Brown hit the jugs machine to catch his usual 202 balls. He dropped the first one, then proceeded to catch the next 201 balls in a row. Afterwards, he did 20 push-ups from makeup after their drop. I put on Twitter, this man is the identifier of the culture that the Detroit Lions are trying to build. And I think that's what goes unnoticed about this team. You know, we started to notice a difference when Amon Ra St.Brown came and started to flash his rookie year. Then last year was the second year, and we started to see exactly what Amon Ra St.Brown is. He's a dog. He's a key contributor to this team, and he identifies what Dan Campbell wants in a football player. What he did today in practice should be a sign for everybody. Now, a lot of times when you talk to like guys like you talk to Darren McCarty of the Red Wings, and you talk to him about Steve Yzerman, and he talks about Steve Yzerman. He goes, Steve Yzerman wasn't a vocal leader; he was a show me leader. And when you hear about those type of guys, it's a completely different subject on what they expect. They're not gonna be vocal, and they're not gonna say like, "Oh, we got to do this, we got to do this." The main, one of the biggest leadership like uh, things that you can have is just showing how to work. And if there is any good role model for Jameson Williams to kind of model himself after, it's Amon Ra St.Brown. We know Jameson Williams has the ability to be a game breaker. We know he has a speed that no one else has. But if he just looks at Amon Ra St.Brown or any rookie for that matter, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and they take a look at Amon Ra St.Brown, you can't tell me that they don't look at that guy and go, wow, like that is what a leader is. And if you're a Detroit Lions fan, this is exactly what you've been missing for your whole entire franchise. Even during the Matthew Stafford years, we missed the leadership that was necessary to win football games. We lacked leadership. Leadership is huge when we talk football. You got it from your head coach. You got it from all your coaches. Your offensive coordinator in Ben Johnson, your defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, your position coaches have leadership. But ultimately, there has to be players that take accountability and they provide a glimpse of to what to expect for this team. And when Amon Ra St.Brown does what he does after practice, that tells you everything you need to know about the guys in that locker room, even the rookies that are coming in. They're seeing this guy work his ass off and being like, wow, If I just do what he does, I will become great. You know, greatness is contagious. You know, when you hang around great people, sometimes you become great just because you hang around great people. This is the same thing. A great culture starts with one player and it multiplies because everybody wants to be that one player. They want to be just like him and build the culture that is needed to win. You know, you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, you look at the Patriots with the Tom Brady, Super Bowl teams. There was one key identifier. There was a culture put in place. There was a good leadership from the top. There was good leadership on the field. And that's what wins you football games. So when people are excited about the Detroit Lions, this is why they're excited about the Detroit Lions. Because of what they are able to do outside the football field, in the weight room, after practice. That's what will win you more football games than any talent that you could have. Hall of Fame talent, any of that. That's what wins you football games first and foremost. And that's what the Detroit Lions have that they have never had. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about Aiden Hutchinson. He made the top 100. We're going to talk about Aiden Hutchinson and what he's capable of in the next video. So follow me along to that.